Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is a special Monday night edition of Selling Past Your Expiration Date, being thrifty over 50. I'm Jay.
I'm Peg, and boy, is it good to be back.
Woo!
I missed you, son.
So hello, and as my mom said, that's my mom, and I'm her son. So hello.
Yeah, just in case there's people that don't know who we are.
I'm her little baby.
Oh yeah, my little baby. Actually, he was not a big baby, for those of you who don't know. He weighed 7 pounds, 2 ounces, 20 inches long. That was it, just average size, really. That turned into a big boy.
For a second, and then it was over.
Yeah. Oh, but no, I can't say enough. I've missed the show. I've missed my son. And it's really good to be back, everybody. That's for sure. Do I get to brag yet about the tribe?
Sure, go ahead. Do it around. It's your show.
I hope some of you heard. I mean, we were all over the national news last week when the tribe won 22 games in a row, setting a new record. And we were so excited about that. And almost, if we hadn't had one little blip on Friday night when we lost, I think 4-3, yep. We won our other 2 games. I know we could have been up to 25 in a row, but they really did set a new record. And there's a record out there from 1916 from the New York Giants, who supposedly won 26 games in a row. But they had a tie in the middle there. So I don't even know if you've heard this, Jason, but the people from Cleveland are starting a petition or something that they feel our record should be the brand new one and only record for 22 games in a row. So we'll see. We'll see. And we clinched the Central Division Championship over the weekend. So here we come, playoffs. Can't wait.
Jerry in the chat is saying we got to get past the Dodgers. That's
a piece of cake.
We could crush anyone right now. So
yeah. Our pitching staff is on fire. On fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, so are the hitters.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, both sides of the ball are chugging along perfectly right now. So
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah. So I think the tribe's going to be just fine. So I'm looking forward to the World Series because I'm sure we'll be there. Positive thinking.
But you definitely didn't tune in to hear about the tribe. That's for dang sure. So.
I know. All right, let's see. You want me to start out with what Mom's done since you were gone, or how do you want to start?
Sure, catch us up, Ma.
All right. Well, the first thing I think I did when you took off for Europe is Dad and I took off on that 60-mile garage sale on Route 7 in Ohio, along the Ohio-Pennsylvania border, actually. And we had a blast. It was so much fun. I think we covered totally around 40 or 50 miles of it, somewhere in that vicinity, because you go down a lot of the side roads as well as the main drag. And, because everybody said, a few people I had talked to said, don't miss the side roads, that was important too, which we didn't. So we were on roads I've never been on in my life and just really, really enjoyed it. Dad did most of the driving because his walking isn't as good as we'd like it right now. And so I hopped in and out at a lot of places, and we filled up the back end of Dad's car. I mean, filled it, you guys. It was so good and so much fun. And we actually even hit, I posted on the thrifting board. We actually hit one of the small little towns. There was this, still one of the oldest working soda fountains in the United States. I think there's like 2 or 3 left. And there happened to be one in this little town of Kinsman, Ohio. And so Dad and I stopped, and I had a chocolate malt, and he had a raspberry float or something. And it was really cool. Yeah. So to see that was really pretty cool. And we just had a great day. And then we were near the Sharon, Pennsylvania border, where we like to go over to the original Quaker Steak and Lube, and had lunch, and then moseyed on back home. So we just stopped. Had a great day. And I've got a few things to show you from that haul. One in particular that my son is going to be very jealous about.
Oh, no.
Another one, honey.
Anyone recognize you?
No, we did not run into anybody that we knew. No, there were people on the same route as we were, because I saw things in the chat later, or on Facebook, And but yeah, I did not run into anyone along the way. So that was unusual. I thought we might have seen someone, but we didn't. And the weather held out pretty well, actually, because it was kind of a cool day and a little bit windy, but a few raindrops here and there, but nothing that turned us away. So that was cool.
Cool. All right. So you did that when? 2 weeks ago?
That was, yeah, 2 weeks ago. That was it. Yeah, that was the first weekend right after you left.
Okay.
And then last weekend, you want me to talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Last weekend, we had our first Ohio meetup eBay group.
Yay.
And yeah, it was just really great. We held it at Tiki Underground, which is in the Hudson Akron area. And we were supposed to have around 28 members come, but only 22 shows. So we had about 6 or 7 no-shows, which, you know, is hard because the restaurant's planning on so many people and had so many workers on. So just a shout out to those of you who didn't make it but had told me you were coming. Just let me know in the future that, you know, we will, if you can or cannot make it, just so we can give them a better head count. But one thing I wanted to tell you from that, our own Annette Rostetter has made up our Facebook group for Ohio Meetup. So we are out there, you guys. So those of you who want to join, just come and ask to join, just like the thrifting board. You just ask to join.
What's it called so I can show it? This would be a good thing to have me prep.
I know. I wanted to surprise you. Ohio Meetup.
Surprise me, and it could be ready to go.
I know, but I didn't want to. You know, I don't like to spoil everything. I mean, we have to be impromptu when we're on the show. So that
Ohio Meetup.
Yeah. So Annette and I, you know, I'm so glad, and I know Annette's in the chat. So thank you, Annette, for pulling that together for us.
Is it more than Ohio Meetup? Because there's a ton of things that say Ohio Meetup.
Oh, geez, Annette. Yeah, Annette, you're in the chat. Is it more than Ohio Meetup?
See, this is why we prepare ahead of time, Mother.
Okay, okay. It's Ohio area eBay sellers.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Ohio area. No more surprises like that, please.
Well, I didn't want to tell you that one.
Hey.
Because I was excited that we were going to get it. So anyways, as we went around the table, we introduced all of ourselves and, you know, what we specialize in. And I knew we would have some experts in the group on certain topics, which we do. And Joy is who is an expert in shoes. That's all she sells is shoes. So she's going to be our speaker at our next meeting. Our meetings will be the second Saturday of every month, gang. So those of you who are interested out there and want to join up the Ohio Meetup group, you know, please just come on along and just let me know. But you'll be posting, of course, you know, always reminders to let everybody know. So. Well,
I don't find it. So if I can't find it, it's going to make it tough for others to find it. So.
Uh-oh. I don't know.
Ohio area eBay sellers.
Nothing popped up, huh? Okay. Annette, dear, I don't know if you heard Jason. He said he couldn't find it for us. So looks like I will have to do something here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we just had a great time, and Julie and Chris Brown were there. They specialize in blow molds. So they brought in a bunch of their Halloween blow molds and gave us a little talk on blow molds and pricing and so forth. And so that was really nice. And it was just great. We had a great day, great cocktails. I do say so myself. So it was a good time. And I look forward to, you know, having more come and keep it going.
I think I found it. Yay, I see it. Thank gosh.
All right. Good.
So I just asked to join, so if someone could...
go in and accept?
Yeah.
Let me think about that. I'm not too sure.
All right, so let me show everyone now that we have it. So people are asking whereabouts is it located, in case they want to come visit.
Okay, it is, Tiki Underground is, right, like I said, Hudson Akron area. It's right off of Route 8, getting off at the Route 303 exit. And when you come off that exit, you guys, it's right down the road. I mean, it's very close to the exit, so it's nice and convenient. And I know we had a few people traveling, you know, a couple hours to come to our group. So, oh, there it is. I see it. All right. So, and that's one of her first endeavors at, you know, doing some graphic work and so forth. And I think she did a nice job. You like it?
Well done. Yeah. So if you don't live in the Ohio area, but you have to visit for whatever reason, which I can't imagine why anyone would want to visit Ohio, especially in the wintertime. But if you are there.
Yeah, in fact, Brenda, who's in the chat, she actually lives in New York, but they camp out in the Pontotoning area. And so she came and joined us on Saturday. So that was nice, to have someone from out of town. So yeah, anybody that wants to join us, if you're nearby, please come along. There's going to be a lot of great information. I gave them some homework to do. So if you are coming to the next meeting, the homework is to please bring 5 scores and 5 duds with you.
Cool.
So we can see, how everybody's doing along those lines.
So Hudson is right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice, Jason. That's great, honey.
So Cleveland's up here. Akron's down here.
It's right off of Route 8303, Jason. Does that show up at all, honey? Yeah. I mean, it's right there. It's just so easy and convenient to, get to.
So look up Tiki Underground. And there it is. Wham!
That Kim Gordon said she wishes she had one in L.A. Well, Kim, all you have to do is start one, honey. There you go.
There is one at Long Beach. I know it's a little bit of a trek from L.A., but you plan ahead.
Right.
Patty has a great one in Long Beach. I've spoken at many times.
Like I said, we had a couple of people that had to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours. So, it's only once a month. And I did ours on a Saturday afternoon because if there was any working people, I definitely wanted them to be able to make it. And, driving 2 hours at night on a weeknight and when our bad weather comes along, not such a great idea. So Saturday afternoon seemed to work good. The food was good. And
you have bad weather? Do tell.
Well, we might get a little bit of snow here and there. You never know.
Just a minute. Just when I left.
But yeah, so
you got a job to go to LA. We are out of there.
Yep. All in all, Mom's been very busy, as you can see, as usual. And just getting it together. And I do have a lot of nice things to show you guys when we get to my haul. However, I'm holding back some things because there was so much. I don't want to overburden everybody with some of the goodies I found, but I will be showing them as our weeks progress.
So Lauren Caddo in the chat said it's not that bad. We love snow. No, unless you lived in the snow belt of Cleveland, you can't tell me about snow. Because let me tell you, when Cleveland gets 40 inches, like say over a winter, Chardon gets 100.
Yeah, actually, we've been kind of lucky the last few winters because it has not been as bad as it used to be when we first moved out here to Chardon. So like I say, climate changing has happened everywhere.
Yeah. When you see people having to close school for like 1 inch, 2 inch, we would still have school when we got 12 inches overnight. Because that's just normal. Like we never thought about it, but the good thing about growing up there is once you learn how to drive in snow and slush and ice, you can drive in anything. So it's like you're thrown to the wolves when you learn how to drive in Northeast Ohio in the wintertime.
When we see those pictures on the news, like when they get snow in Atlanta or Alabama or wherever, and people are sliding all over the place. I mean, I kind of have to laugh in a way because that's just the norm for us, and we're just so used to it that second nature. And
I like snow. I'm a skier, but you know what? I never have to shovel sunshine, and I can drive to ski resorts, a few right from here, really easy. So,
by the way,
I need my snow if I want it.
Yeah. By the way, a few of the members of the Ohio Meetup group would like to know if Jason Smith would honor us with his presence at one of our meetings. So you better get yourself on the calendar.
Well, see, the weather's about to turn crappy, so I'll see you guys in May.
Oh, get out. Maybe you should come home and go do some skiing when the weather hits.
I know it's going to snow in Cleveland like 3 days from now, probably.
No, we're in the 80s all week here. It's gorgeous.
All right. Well, hey, let's get to our topic at hand. Obviously, join the group if you're in the Ohio area or close to it or passing through Ohio. They'd love to have you. Come on down. Plus, I've heard great things about the new tiki bar that I have not seen yet. So that'll be the drive. That'll help drive me home. And I will be there as soon as I can to be a guest speaker. That's for dang sure. Yeah, well, and maybe I'll talk about media. So, hey, let's talk about media because before we get into what I want to show you, we got 104 live watching right now. So I'm looking over the chat here, and I know the chat's about 30 seconds behind, but I want to see some hands say yay or nay. Who normally sells media? Who goes out and looks for CDs, DVDs, VHS, cassettes, LPs, 8-tracks, reel-to-reels? Who of you watching right now normally does that? like on a weekly basis, you're looking through those at the thrift store, at the garage sale. Ma?
Not a weekly basis, no, but I do pick them up.
And you go thrifting every week.
I know, but yeah, but I don't see that much in music, at the sales. But I do have a whole box. In fact, I was going to save it for next week's thrift show, but I have a whole box of 8-tracks. So,
right.
The titles. So I suppose if you want, I will go get the box since we're talking that tonight. Would you want me to show that down the road tonight?
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Okay.
So far, I'm seeing, I've seen a lot of yeses. One no, just learning to. Vinyl cassettes and 8-track, very good. I look, but don't know what to look for. All right, Pam, you've been following me a long time. Get your phone out and start scanning. You don't have to know anything. Just scan. Scan. Because it's out there. And I'm going to, as we go through each media here in a second, I'm going to show you examples of why you should be looking at media every week, because there is crazy money to be had. And if you know, one of the supreme records that every collector wants is the Beatles Butcher cover. And I found one.
Beatles what cover?
Butcher.
Okay.
I found one in a estate sale for $8, and I sold it for $3,300.
Oh my God.
If I don't look through the records while I'm at the estate sale, I don't find $3,300 sitting at the estate sale. You can do that too. It's always there. So let's get right into it. And what I've done was I've shown examples, and then I'll explain what to look for. So why should you look for CDs? This is the soundtrack to the video game Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest. So yes, this is the music and the sounds of the video game. It was only a promo, so it wasn't something you could commercially buy. It was put out by Nintendo, and as you can see, it sold for 295 pounds, which works out to be about $330, or give or take, or something like that. So here is one CD of stupidness, sounds from a video game, that sold for $330. Okay,
crazy.
So when you find CDs, you have to give it a quick once over to see if it's in the condition of should you buy it. And I have examples of every media that we're going to talk about here. And oh, look at that! I just so happen to have a Spice Girl CD handy, so that is my example. So, oops. When you take the CD out, you push. I'm going to see how many people don't realize this. You push on the middle, and that kind of depresses it a little bit. So you push with your thumb, and then you use your finger boop, to pop it out. Okay? That is not there just for holding it. It is actually like a little push button. Try not to hold it anywhere but through the hole, so don't put any extra smudging on the CD. And, I mean, this can be a little tricky to show. Actually, it's not too bad.
No.
When you look at the condition on the CD on the back, you want to make sure you have some light. If you're in a darker space, if you're at an early morning garage sale, you're not going to see the imperfections like you would if you had some light. Now, I like the Spice Girls, so I've listened to the CD a million times, and it has a bunch of scratches on it. Let me see if I can show them at all. This is going to be tricky.
Yeah.
But as you can see, it is not minty fresh. You can see smudges and smears. So if you see any marks, what you want to do is just lightly on the back of your finger, run it around the CD, very lightly. So you don't want to leave any marks yourself. If you can feel the scratch, that's probably a pass. If the scratch is so deep you can see through it, that's a definite pass. Now, if you have a rare CD, and Spice Girls are not rare, unfortunately, sadly. If you have a rare CD and it's got a little bit of scratch you can feel, and you live in a normal sized town, sorry, Dennis, in North Dakota, more than likely you're going to have a record store or a game store that will have a rebuffing machine. So here in Vegas, we have a record store that will rebuff my CDs for $2. So if I find a CD worth $50 and it's $2 at Savers, and I put another $2 into it to make it look good, then I'm cool with that.
And that doesn't include the music or anything, right, Jay? The music or anything, right, Jay?
Correct. Okay. Correct. So, and the good thing about my stores is they won't charge you if they can't get the scratches out. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, that's good.
All right. I want to make a visual. This is not the Spice Girl CD. This is just a piece of trash. See those scratches right there? That's the kind of thing you'd be skipping.
Okay.
So there, I just made a visual on the fly for you guys. That is no repair.
Okay.
But it's real easy, super duper easy to ship a CD because there is nothing, and I mean nothing exciting involved. It is your CD. It is a number 0 bubble mailer. And why are we blurry? Hello.
Yeah, all of a sudden, whoa.
Really? Woo. Hot potato. Hot potato. All you do is set it in there.
You know, Jason, I've heard of some people putting cardboard on either side, and I told them not to waste it.
Let me tell you, from a guy who has shipped over 100,000 CDs, is there a chance something, the case gets cracked on the way to the buyer? Absolutely. Has it happened to me? Absolutely. But in 100,000 CDs, it's happened about 15 times.
Okay.
So it ain't really worth it. Because here's the joy. The joy of CDs is, you know, this is the product. This and the cover and the back cover are the product. The case it sits in is just a vessel to hold it. So it is very easy to get a fresh case. So if your customer gets the broken case, send them $1 or tell them to pick up a fresh case, or even, you know, send them a case. Now, would I throw some cardboard in if I just sold a $100, $200, $300 CD? Yeah, probably. If I'm just sending out $20 CDs, I'm not going to waste my time with cardboard.
Okay.
However, there's a however.
Of course.
My prop though. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
There it is. Okay. So when you get boxes in the mail, when you buy stuff, if you have a box that maybe got a little dented on one corner, so not good for a box anymore to reship, but is good for scrap cardboard, cut those boxes down and have pieces laying around like this, because some CDs, and look, I have a Spice Girls as another example. Some CDs come housed in a cardboard sleeve, okay? So there is obviously no support to this, so you are going to need some support when you ship it in this. So by pure luck, this piece of cardboard was laying around and it's the exact size of the CD.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
Perfect.
all you want to do is score it in the middle. As I stab myself on the air. There we go. Score it in the middle. Put your CD in. Close it up.
There you go.
In the mailer. That's it.
No, so simple. I assume you're going to talk about how to scan, because there's a couple questions up in the chat about that.
This wasn't about scanning tonight. This was about grading and looking and how to ship it.
But we did have a question.
We've done shows. Yeah, I mean, if you go back through all my shows, and you'll see we've talked to scanning about scanning quite a bit. So what exactly is the question? What
do you use to scan?
The Amazon app. If you're a seller, you can use the Amazon seller app. If you're not a seller, just download the regular Amazon app, and up in the top right corner there is a camera. Touch that, and that'll turn on the scanner.
And you'll see little blue dots, and then just go to your barcode, and there you are.
Now, there's
you
also
want to go down to what? You want to go down to new and used, is it?
Yes.
Yes. And see what they're selling for.
All right. So there's also, we looked at a regular CD and then a CD and a cardboard sleeve. Now there's a third CD, is the CD single. I just happen to have a Spice Girls example. Now, the reason I'm showing this example is if you're going to pick up, now, you need to have fresh jewel cases, because typically jewel cases end up getting scratched, getting broken. And if you're selling decently expensive CDs, you want to put them in fresh jewel cases. You can buy them cheaply. The more you buy, the cheaper they get. I always recommend, if you're new to this and you want to buy some, find another local seller, another friend, somebody watching the show with you right now, and say, let's go halvesies on 500 or 200 or whatever. If you go buy 10, you're not getting a deal.
You know, this might be
having to find a deal.
Yeah, I was saying this might be a good idea, like at our Ohio meetup group, if everybody wants to chip in and we order one order and split them up. Yeah.
Yes, the Amazon app scans anything with a barcode, so it doesn't have to be media.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna find some CD singles to sell, the CD single case is a lot different than the regular case, and so it's called the J card case because the cover is like a J. There it is. It's a J.
Ah, oh yeah. Okay, I don't have any of those.
Yeah. So the cover slides in. Like this, and then that little J wraparound part sits in that little well.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have a few of those. Now I don't find and sell a ton, so I order those a little bit less. I don't order high quantity, so I do pay a little bit more. But I always want to have fresh ones on in stock to make sure that I always have options. Okay, so and then again with these, because they're thinner, I might wrap around the cardboard.
Okay.
Just so you can give it a little extra.
So what Mom has here, these are just standard. I picked these up for $1 at a garage sale.
Yep, just standard.
Yep. Okay, so I have some extra clean ones here. Okay.
How about the CDs where the songs are embedded inside the case? I'm not sure what you mean, Treasured Finds. Embedded inside the case. Oh, I think I know what she means, or he. I don't know why. So here's a lot of modern releases come in cardboards nowadays because they're cheaper to ship because you can fit more in a box. Because here's a regular CD release that happens to come in a cardboard housing, so there is no jewel case to switch out. It's all cardboard. The whole thing's cardboard. Yeah. So again, you wrap extra cardboard around it when you shipped it, and that's all you need. You don't gotta go nutty. You don't even gotta tie it up. Just stick it in there, because once you pull it tight over in the mailer, it's good to go. So yeah, so that's what I think you're talking about. Okay. All right, so that is CDs. These are somewhat the same way, but I will show you one thing. I just happen to have a Spice Girls DVD as an example. See where we're going here tonight, everybody?
Yeah, I got it.
Again, you want to push the middle when you're popping out the DVD. You don't want to just try and crank it out. You're going to put your thumb on the middle. It actually says push here in case you've never seen that. And this one is two-sided, so I'm going to be very careful to hold it by the edge, because there's one movie on one side and another version of the movie on the other side, typically widescreen and regular. So again, if you have a two-sided DVD, you're going to want to look at the condition of both sides to make sure that it looks good and is playable. Now, if you just see fingerprints, all you need is water and Bounty paper towels, because they're very soft paper towels, or those bitchin' bamboo paper towels that are even softer.
Yeah.
So the bamboo ones are pretty sweet. They're reusable. So get a little package of those, wet them down, and also highly recommend going in circles when you clean it. And then one other thing, when you're looking at scratches, one other little tip I can give you on CDs. I don't know if we'll be able to see. It's really tough. So the music plays from the inside out, kind of opposite of a record. And you can actually, I can see, it was too hard to show, I can see where the music stops. The music, when it stops, I will see the blank space to the outer edge of the CD. So if there's some scratch in the outside edge here where there's no music, you still have to indicate to the customer, but if it's not going to affect the play, you can go ahead and buy it. Because also if you buy a CD single, same size CD, but the music's only going to go out a little bit, and then the rest of this is just empty space.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, Ma?
Yeah, to me it does.
Okay. All right. So our next topic is reels to reels. And if you don't know what reel to reel are, here's what a reel to reel is. So long before there was cassettes, and this is for any youngins watching tonight, you old folks, I'm sure you know, this is how you played your music. Giant reels.
Oh, yeah. I can still see the old recorders that we had. And
so let me... So here is a reel-to-reel of the Beatles' White Album. It sold for $361 with 19 bids. Woo!
Oh, wow.
So there is not much you can do to check the condition of a reel-to-reel. Now, the one thing I would say is you look right here, see if there's any wrinkles in the tape. Mm-hmm. But when you ship it, here's the key. And the buyer knew what to do, and the seller. You tape the end of it down to the actual reel when it's in shipment, because if you don't, this end bounces around the whole time in shipment, and it'll slice itself.
Oh, no kidding. I did not know that.
So when you tape it down, it holds it in place to not slice itself. And this, I would put cardboard around and then just put it in a bigger mailer. So probably like a number, let's see, will this fit in a number 2? Yep. So this fits in a number 2, which is obviously bigger than a number 0. And I would add some cardboard to the front and back of it, and then off it goes.
Now, Jace, we have a question in the chat, honey. It says, is there a name for the empty space on a CD, like dead wax on an album?
Not that I know of. And I've been in the CD business for a long time, so not that I know of. If there is, hey, let me know later. You know, if someone's watching this, they're like, oh, hey, dummy, it's called. Yeah, let me know. All right, so since we just brought up cassettes, here is a Madonna Japan cassette that sold for $273. Now, this is the kind of thing you could be leafing through the racks at Savers or Goodwill and see Madonna's picture and then Japanese writing, and you better be picking that up. All right, I had no Spice Girls cassettes, but I do have a South Pacific cassette.
All right.
Mom and I both have a South Pacific collection. Yeah. What you're looking for, again, is no wrinkles. But what the most important part of a cassette is that little sponge right there behind the cassette.
Right.
Yeah, behind the tape. That little white sponge right there. If it's gone, this won't play. And the way cassettes play is the player engages. Let me get this back in here. Hello. Go back. The player, when you push play, there we go. When you push play, the player pushes against this and pushes down. So that little sponge is a sponge to make it play. If that sponge isn't there, there's nothing to push back towards the player, and it'll probably still play, but it'll sound like crap. And you can buy cases, like you can buy any case. However, most cassettes aren't purchased because they're collectible. This Madonna one was. But most cassettes are purchased because people have an old car with a cassette deck in them. That's really the only reason. So I always tell them, look, you're buying cassettes. The cassettes work. The cases are correct. So I don't even bother changing them, and no one's ever complained. And the last week, I've sold a $50 CD, 2 $20 records, and some cassettes. So they all sell pretty well.
That's great.
Okay, here's a record. Reasons you should be looking. Here's a Sonny Clark, who's a blues artist, sold for $1,457, 21 bids.
That is crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Now, to look at record condition, I just happen to have a solo Spice Girls 12-inch here. Here's Spuddy Spice's 12-inch. Again, you want to touch the plane surface as little as possible. Your hands might be smaller, so you're trying to hold it like this. Okay. And the same thing, you're going to use the light to look down. Now, this one you can tell pretty well. This has never been played. Yeah, as you can see, no smudges, there ain't no scratches. This is pristine. Now I do see a little bit, see those 2 little white things? That's just a little bit of fuzz. And again, the bamboo paper towel and water is what we used at the record stores to clean these off of smudges.
Okay.
And so when you grade it, now I don't expect any of you to be a professional record grader. I don't feel I'm a professional record grader, and I've sold thousands of records, but I always under promise and over deliver. So if I think it's very good plus, I'm only marking it very good. And I've never, ever had a complaint where they said I wasn't accurate. And in fact, mostly I get in my feedback, oh, this is way better condition than I expected.
That's great.
Okay. Records have specific record mailers. And this is another thing, again, where you're going to want to partner up with some people and buy them together. And the reason this is corrugated at different spots is you can ship 1 record, you can ship 2 records, 3 records.
Yeah, I need some of those. Mom has none.
All right. So now let's hop over to 8-tracks. This Elvis GI Blues 8-track sold for $511 with 10 bids.
Oh my God.
So if you ain't looking at 8-tracks, look at the money you could be.
I had one.
Funny enough, Mom, this was the example I'd already grabbed, Elvis Blue Hawaii, and then I was looking to show what the best 8-track sold recently was. It happened to be Elvis. Now, 8-tracks work the same way as cassettes. You're looking for the sponge underneath.
Mm-hmm.
If it's gone, Don't bother. Now, I say don't bother. If you find GI Blues, well, you know, it sold for so much because it was sealed. If you find a Beatles 8-track and it's missing the sponge, you'll still get some money for it because some collector will want it in their collection, maybe not to play. But a lot of these are purchased to play. Just know that. All right.
Can I FOMO a record is a good question. From Margaret, actually.
Well,
I mean, it won't fit.
When we talk, you'd have to have a big mailing envelope to FOMO a record. I mean, a record's huge. You know?
And another question, can the sponge be replaced?
Yeah, I'm sure it can. And so what I would do is, because all you need is a little dab of glue, if you have something good that needs a sponge, especially cassettes, go buy a crappy cassette and just tear the sponge off and then stick it on the new one. You know, this is 12 inches by 12 inches, so it'd be really tricky to FOMO. And FOMO means we're going to wrap it in bubble wrap and cardboard and just stick it in an envelope. You'd have to have a really big envelope. And I don't recommend it, not for records. Oh, you're teasing.
Margaret said
I'll get you, Margaret. I will get you. All right, so now let's talk about 45s, 7 inches. Here is the first pressing of Sex Pistols' God Save the Queen, sold for $3,058.
Nice.
And it was a buy it now. So,
yike.
A lot of records, and I happen to have a Duran Duran hand here, you want the picture sleeve. That's kind of the more important thing in terms of, as opposed to this A&M. Now, this sold for a lot because it's super duper rare, but people like their picture sleeves. And again, everyone should be able to hold this. Try and hold it like this. Now, look, you can see the smudges on this one. That can be cleaned. Again, you're looking at grading it for scratches and smudges. Now, this one has a couple smudges I can clean, and 2 light marks that aren't that bad that won't affect the playing of it. And so then I will mark this as very good plus. Mint would be that Spice Girls Solo 12-inch. That would be mint because there was no marks on it at all. You want the Duran Duran, Angelique? All right, let me know. It's for sale. It's for sale. Okay, so DVDs. Oh, we talked about them already, but you know, here's a good example. This MXC was a fun show I used to watch all the time. It was a Japanese show that was redubbed for America, and this MXC collection sold for $255 with 29 bids.
Yeah.
So these are all reasons you should be looking in the media sections of your garage sales and thrift stores. Now let's talk VHS. And a lot of rare horror movies command big money. This is The Last House on the Dead End Street, and it sold for $382 with 15 bids.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to show you how to look at the condition of a videotape. I just happen to have the Spice Girls videotape here.
My kid.
Okay. Again, you're looking for no wrinkles in the tape right there, and you want to see if the mechanism of this top part is going to work. So here's a difference. Cassettes, you know, here's your tape, and the player gets pushed down on it. That's why you need that sponge there. A VHS tape, this opens, and then the tape automatically is spooled through the machine. So it is unlike how the cassette works. So in order to open it up and look at it, see there's a little button right there. So you press the button, and then you open it. Ta-da! Let me show you one-handed because I got skills. Bloop. See, just like that.
There was a comment from the group. This
Push
is
the button.
Spiciest show ever.
Yeah. So just look at the tape right there. You cannot wind the tape like I did on the cassette. It is locked into place. So look for wrinkles. Oops, look for wrinkles, and then just kind of glance here, make sure this part opens. Now, the nice thing about cassettes, VHS tapes, is they are all the same size. If you find a rare tape that's worth a lot of money and this is broke, this needs to work in order for it to work. If this part's broke, go get a cheap one, and you can remove this easily and then put it on the new one.
Heather Bateman again did ask how to clean vinyl properly. One more time.
Bamboo, paper towel, and water. That's all you need. Now, there are cleaning kits, but that's pretty much what you need for about 90% of the marks you need to remove. Oh, and I meant to show this. 45s have their own LP record mailer, 45 size.
You know, Mom could
they just fold it.
back when I was a jazzercise instructor, and we used to get all of the 45s, you know, directly from jazzercise. They came in all the sleeves, and Mom threw them all away.
Well, we used to hang them on our walls in our bedroom, so we had tons of them.
Right. Yeah.
Now, obviously, if you buy media that is sealed, don't open it.
Oh, right.
Don't. Like, I had a brand new vintage shirt I picked up at Sarah's the other day. By the fold marks, I could tell it was still folded all these years, probably from 1970s, and it was probably sealed in a bag, and they took it out and then hung it up, and it would have been worth more to leave it in that bag and put it behind the counter, kind of thing.
Let's see. Can any of these be shipped as media mail?
Every one of them. It's here's the true definition of media. All this stuff, but this weighs 2 ounces.
Yeah.
This weighs 4 ounces. This weighs 4 ounces. So most of this stuff, when you're selling ones at a time, go first class.
Yes.
Yeah, I would only mess around with media when you're doing multiples, when you're doing big books or books, or you know, groups of CDs, you know, and then I do groups of cassettes. But a lot of times they'll fit in a flat rate, and you know the price ain't that bad. But yeah, it is media, so that's the true definition of media mail.
Right. But like I said, first class is in most cases going to be cheaper and quicker. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I wouldn't do media unless you absolutely have to. You might have to, but look, you could charge for it when you do rare things, and if you're the only one selling it, you can charge for it, because one of the reasons you don't charge for shipping is it puts you higher in the search. But if you're the only one in the search, so if I'm the only one selling this all-time guitar hits exotic guitars 8-track, it doesn't really matter where I show up in the search. I'm the only one.
Right.
Kara, if your post office was saying that DVDs cannot be sent media mail because of advertising trailers on them, most DVDs don't have trailers on them. So your post office is full of shit and really being too nitpicky.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will tell you, of all the medias I just showed you, oddly enough, DVDs are the least one to even look for. DVDs just don't sell. You can find a few things here or there, but you are way better off with CDs, with records, with reel-to-reels. I bought a reel-to-reel in a record store once for $30, and the kid rang me out and goes, "You're paying $30 for a reel-to-reel?" I said, "Well, you're selling me a reel-to-reel for $30. You want to sell it to me for less? I'll be happy to take a discount." He goes, No, that's what it's marked. And I brought it home. I sold for $100 in 2 weeks. So.
Did you see the one question there? Can you ship 45s in a plastic, baggie?
I would get a sleeve. You can buy generic sleeves for 45s and for 12 inches, 7 inches and 12 inches. So I would get a sleeve. Yeah, do not put it directly in the baggie.
Jason, what about laser discs? Any money in those?
Yeah, there's one thing I didn't have to show. Shockingly, I don't have the laser disc of Spice World. There used to be some money. There really isn't anymore. And if you haven't seen a laser disc, it's a giant DVD.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I still look. I'll see them at thrift stores, and I'll see, like, you know, rare versions, and I'll see if there's anything good, and I'll scan them. And for the most part, they're really
not that
just not worthy anymore, because everything has become so easily readily available. For some reason, people love old media and the media player. So reel-to-reels, cassettes, but they don't love the laser discs. And definitely the first version of laser discs, the ones that came in they were sealed in a plastic thing, and you slide the whole plastic thing in. No one ever cared for those, so those are definitely worthless. Yeah, even the Star Wars trilogy will sell for about $100 on Laserdisc. But that's the rare commodity.
Okay.
Good question. What about beta tapes? Yeah, there's some betas that worked pretty well too. Because beta and VHS had a war, and beta lost, so beta was around a lot shorter of a time.
Mm-hmm.
But not huge. Like, I'm looking at 4 rare horror movies for $60. Or I could show you guys. Like, here's a whole collection of 31 that sold for about $40. So there's just not a huge ton of money. You know? But again, if you're at a garage sale and someone's like, "Hey, take all my beta tapes," and there's 100 for $5, take them. Because you'll definitely make money on that.
Right.
Chris Nelson says I still like Top Gun laser disc.
I love it. Hey, Better hang on. Top Gun 2 is coming.
Yeah. So, grading media is all about just eyeballing it. Now, people have asked me, I'm surprised I didn't get this question so far tonight. Jay, do you play and do you watch everything? That would be impossible. Like I've said, I've sold over 100,000 CDs and thousands upon thousands of records, VHS, DVDs. If I watch and listen to everything I sold, I would have to live to about 400 years old probably. So no. Now, if you have something rare and it's got some marks and you're not sure, then that's the time you pop it in and give it a play. I tend to only buy stuff in good condition unless it's super duper duper rare. So don't be buying no Backstreet Boys half scratch CD. No one cares anyway, and definitely not going to care on scratched. So I grade it visually. I grade it and go from there.
Do album covers with no albums inside do well?
Well, it's like with anything. It depends. Depends on the album cover. If you find the butcher cover with no record, yeah, you'll still sell the cover for a couple $100. But if you happen to find this Sporty Spice single with no single in it, no one will give a crap.
Yeah.
So it's all based on who it is. All right, cool. So there we go. Feel free to, ask anytime you got questions on media in the Thrifting board. But you will see this week on Thrifty Business on Thursday, the CD I sold for $50 is one of the nuttier CDs I've sold, because when you see what it's for, you're gonna be like, what? So again, I found it at a thrift store, sold for $50. Happy to see it go.
Good.
Oh yeah, Kara Cooper. Good. Yeah, good. If you have a good Tiki album cover, because a lot of us Tiki freaks will use the album covers as decoration. And you're right, I have a few up that had great Tikis on them, have no record in.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, the wall space is very limited in our homes.
Yeah. All right. So, feel free to ask any questions on the Thrifting board, too, about any media. I'm always happy to help, because as you can see by all the examples I had, tons of money to be made, but you got to look. You cannot find it if you are not looking.
I agree. I got a bunch of media here. I got to get it up for sale.
If you want to know about 78s, go to my YouTube channel. Look for the episode with Bobby Stills, Stillz. We talked for like 2.5 hours, and he mainly only sells 78s. So you can get all the information about 78s there. I tend to avoid them because they do get too fragile. Right. All right, before we get into Mom Scores, let's talk Mama's Boy, where I share pictures of me, embarrassing, cute, funny. And this one, you all should get a good kick out of this one. This is 1987.
Oh, boy.
Nope, 1987.
All right, so you're 17. Prom?
No, 1988 prom. 1988 prom. I am 17.
Okay.
And I had a thing for all white on white tuxes.
Woohoo!
Look at all that hair.
Oh my gosh. I don't remember that.
Look at all that hair.
I love it. Mr. Cool. Sporting the glasses. I love it.
Yep.
Oh my. God, how come I can't remember that all white? Sheesh. Mommy is getting.
Yeah, I did all white for my junior prom and all white with pink accents for my senior prom.
Who's the girl?
Tammy Shockey was her name.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't remember her.
You should remember her, Mom. That's the one I got arrested fighting over.
Oh, is that her?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
No, Angela, I was not the class of 88. This was my junior prom. I was the class of 89. It's fine, baby.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was a girl I got into a fight over another guy with, and I got arrested, and Mom had to pick me up from the ranger station because I got arrested by a ranger.
Yes, and then I punched you or hit you. I was so mad at you.
Yeah, and yes, my tux had tails for sure. All right, let's get into your scores, Ma.
Okay, all right, guys. What you're looking at here, whoops, I just got off the page, is a paper mache mold, and I know I've showed you ones that I've sold in the past, but always be on the lookout for these. That usually they can be all shapes and sizes of everything you can imagine. They come from the Far East, but they were made. They are the actual molds. So if there are cuts on the molds, don't be concerned about that. That's just the way they are. And I just happen to have the snowman. I've had him up for quite a while. I figured he would be a tougher sell because to me he wasn't the best looking snowman. But I got an offer of $60 and I took it. So I was happy. At the time when I was buying these, they were like $5 and $10. So, you know, today, you have to stumble on them, I think, to probably find a good buy on them. You know, something in a garage sale that someone doesn't even know what they have. But I have seen them still for sale from time to time. Okay.
The bottom of the snowman.
Yep. Yeah, and he was heavy. So, of course, I had shipped him FedEx.
Where's the picture of the bottom of it?
Oh, ask your dad. I'm not the photographer.
You gotta ask my dad, because let me tell you, when a customer says there's a hole in the bottom, you can't prove there isn't.
Honey, I tell them all the time.
Send them back up there. That's how it works. Look, he did a bottom picture of this one.
I know. I just sent back a couple of things yesterday because I was doing some buyer's care loose. He didn't give me the bottom with the label. I said, I gotta have it. Remember, I got this at that big haul, that garage thing where we filled them up for $1. Remember this, the John Lennon decanter? So, you know, so it probably cost me like 10 cents, and I sold it for $24.99, and away it went.
Is John Lennon in there? Is that his actual ashes?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, and it was empty. There was no booze. So just like, you know, I kind of picked up from you, Jason. I have run into a couple of Stratego games. In fact, I bought this in Vegas when we were out for eBay Open. It was a half price day.
In Vegas, took it home and sold it. I bought 2 in Vegas more recently and listed, and I haven't sold mine. What the heck?
I don't know. Mine ended up being $1. You know, so I got the $19 offer, and I took that. Yeah. So for $1, what the heck, you know?
Now, I would say though, this should be your opening photo with the cover the other way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is boring. Everyone does this.
Yeah, you know, I've thought about that, you know, and you're right. And I do change some things I probably should have on that one.
Yeah, this is a great shot if the cover was turned the other way. Now, you still want to have a nice shot of the back so you can see the instructions are there. But for your opening shot, set up your game as someone's about to play it or in mid-play and have the cover facing the right way. And that way you get more in the shot than most sellers ever do.
Yeah, you're probably right. Okay. This is a Jams World that was a vintage Newa tag. And I've had it for a while that I originally paid $2 for and sold it for $50. So, you know, always look for your Jams World tags, new and old tags, guys. It's kind of like the Lily Pulitzer. They will sell no matter, you know, might take a while, might sell right away. Just depends. But that happens to be an older label there for those of you, you know, that do have Jams World. I lucked out too, Jason, when I was in Vegas. Mommy found about 4 or 5 blouses. Now, boom, 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 all in the same, where were we? The Goodwill. We were at one of your Goodwills there. And I picked up a bunch of blouses. So I haven't even shown those yet or gotten them up. So Mom's got to get on the stick. They have fabric steamer that Mom paid $2 for and sold it for at my asking price of $20. So that went real quick. And they do sell well, because as I was going through the solds, steamer seemed to sell real well. And I just happened to come across that at a garage sale.
No unnecessary punctuation in your titles, everyone, like that period after heater, Ma.
Oh, that might have been a mistake, you know, honey.
Yep. Just letting you know.
Yeah, probably hit it.
A friend sent me a link to a tiki mug they were selling last night so I could help them, and he had quotes and stuff in it. And I'm like, get rid of all that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's talking about 8 tracks.
I know. Look at that.
This came from that sale that day that I went back, where, you know, that we actually got that for free.
What?
Yeah, along with a box of, let's see, about 16 8-tracks. And those I haven't sold yet, so I will get those up. But it worked fine, and I put it up for $89.99, and away it went. So that was good, because it cost me nothing, actually.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know. You just have to
come up. I tell you, the one camera you wanted to show me, it wouldn't show up in your solds.
Oh, really? Okay. All right, that's all right.
If you can find it while you're talking and send me the link, I can then bring it up. Shoot, I'm sorry about that.
I'll save it for next time.
Okay.
But from that same garage sale, I mean, this was a gold mine that day, you guys. We got a whole box of cameras that Dad paid $10 for the whole box, and so far I think we have sold 4 or 5 of those cameras out of that a box of cameras, and this one he sold for $15. And you know, so I'm putting down a cost of 25 cents. It's probably a nickel. You know what I mean? Because we had so much stuff that was $1 a bag or a box, whatever you want to call it. So the cameras have sold well. And they always do. There's always people looking for cameras. A lot of collectors out there. This was a golf game that Dad had picked up, and we spent $1.50 on that, and we got $29 for it.
Okay, now this is on you, not the cameraman. This should be your opening shot. This one, not this one.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Boring. Hey, look. Oh, I can see the game. I can see the pieces. Much better.
Yeah. Okay, going down the road, I will definitely switch things around on that for sure. Okay, so and then this was great. This we picked up at a garage sale. She had $10 on it. I got it for $8, and it didn't sell immediately. And it's very heavy, you guys. This had to go FedEx Smart Post, but look at the shipping I had to put on there because it was so heavy. But it was a great set, and I'm sure it was the Cheers logo that that did sell it for us. And for $8, and you can see I sold that for $139.99. So that was a really good sale there for us.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then the last item that I'm going to show today, I mean, I have a lot more to show you, but we'll save it for next week. These were brand new. Our sporting goods store in Chardon was going out of business, MC Sports. And so Dad and I went and we looked around, and there was a lot of skis there for sale, new in box. And I was just a little bit leery because it's something I haven't ventured into. But excuse me, guys, we gave it a whirl. We bought them for $37 and got the 150. Hold on, I got it tickled.
Yeah, when I saw my mom send me this link to the ski boots, I'm like, don't tell me you got these for $1.
No, 37, but I got 150 back, so that was good.
Very nice.
And so so like I said, I have a lot more down the road, but I want to save some for next week, okay?
All right, we're at the top of the hour, so thanks, everybody. See you later. Just kidding. I got to see what I'm going to be jealous of.
Oh, I know. All right, well, we'll see how far. I know we're at the top of the hour, so I'll move this along.
We were gone for a couple of weeks. We'll give everyone bonus.
All right, and I won't push it. Okay, I hit a garage sale. Now look what Mom bought.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this, of course, these are the buyer's carolers, everybody, that I have been a collector of and in the process of selling it. Here is the label. And this, of course, being Halloween, this is the perfect time. I already have her up and listed. I ended up getting a whole bunch for, excuse me, about $40. So she roughly cost me not even $5. And I have her up for $50. But especially the ones for certain holidays, I've always said to you guys, pick those up. For Halloween, there's a lot of different ones for Halloween. She's a great, cute witch. And Valentine's and Easter and the Native American Indians, any of those sell really, really well. A lot of the other ones are good sellers too. And I'm going to show you a really good seller that I'm real excited about because I never even owned these in my own personal collection, Jace. These are the Three Wise Men, only as children.
Cool.
Yeah, they're like putting on a pageant, and these are dated 1989, so they are older. This one actually kneels because he's got his base, turned around the other way because he's a kneeler. So I have the Three Wise Men as kids for the pageant, and so about, if you figure $55 a piece, but I have these up for $75, so those should do well. And in the same grouping that goes with the kids was the Shepherd Boy. So that's there as well, and all dated 1989. So these are definitely earlier carolers. And remember, everybody, watch out for the ones that are trying to pass off the buyer's carolers as carolers. There's always that I've mentioned it to you many, many times. Look for the green base. Look for the label. I mean, that will definitely, show you. There you go. They are definitely a buyer's carolers. Also, to go along with that, this is the peddler horse.
Oh wow! Wow!
I am. So yeah. So that was also about a $5 purchase. I got him up for $75 thing. So he should bring me some decent money. Okay. So again, there's the buyer's carolers as always. Picked up a couple of months for $1. Disney Snow White Wicked Witch there. You mean old witch? Or queen, I guess you would say. And then I picked up this. I saw the one with the Wizard of Oz, kind of a pedestal mug for $1. Yeah, they all have their stuff on the bottom, and of course Disney on here. So, you know, I still buy a few mugs here and there because they still do pretty well. Now, this is something that we picked up at a garage sale. She had $2 on them, and I ended up getting them for $1.
Of course you did.
Yeah. These are some chalkware statues of Asian girl and boy. And what's really cool about them, Jason, I don't know how well this is going to transfer you guys, but they are signed in the back. The artist is A. Nuti, N-U-T-I, and it's also dated 1950. There you go. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. And I bought them for $1. I have them up for $50. So I'll keep you posted on these.
Very cool.
Yeah, but old chalkware and plaster, I know I've talked about it before. It's out there, you guys. So, you know, don't pass up chalkware items because they always do sell well. Then Dad and I went to an estate sale while you were gone, and the next items, I got a bunch from this woman. I did spend some money. I spent $100 at this sale. I've already sold 2 pieces from it, so those will be in my scores for next week. She had these older trays, guys, the resin ones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And what was nice too, Jay, they still have the tags on the back, honey, in Japan. See if I can get that up there into the camera. Does it show it all?
Yep.
Okay. And so let's see. These I've got for $25.99 or $24.99 on those. I'm going to show you everything first to kind of give you a gander at everything that I bought. She had quite a bit of gravel art, Jay. Here's a dog.
So is this the house we're going to be jealous?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the item you're going to be jealous is what we found on the 60 Mile garage sale.
Okay, that's pretty cool. The gravel art there.
Yeah, I've already got a few watchers on this guy. I've got him up. Now, I've already sold one, Jason. I sold one for $59. You'll see that next week. It's about the same length as this one. This is the
wow.
Yeah, he's got just a little bit of damage on his crown. Let me see if I can get that up there. See it there? Just a little bit.
Yep.
Which I did mention, and so I got this listed for $59. So, like I say, you guys, everything I'm showing you, I spent $100, but you know, I'm getting that's already. Well, I sold one item for $59 and one for $50 so far. So we'll catch those next week. This is a different paint by number, Jason. Can you see that?
That's a paint by number?
It's a paint by number, honey, and it's called Music Memories. We happened to find it when we did our research on this. And this one is actually signed by the lady who did it in 1974. Am I right side up? Yeah, I guess I am.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, when I first looked at it, I said, no, that's not a paint by number. But when you really take a good look at it, yes, it is. So isn't that something?
That's crazy.
It's a little bit later. You know, the other ones that I grew up on were in the 50s and 60s. So, you know, It has a different look to it. All right, put that one over there. Remember, this is all in the same group of you guys. Then she had these paint by numbers, and these are more from our era. And these are framed, not with glass, but just the wooden frame.
Oh, I have that laying around here somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Well, she had 2 pairs of these, and I bought 1 pair. And they're in nice condition, by the way, you know.
Why did you buy both pairs?
Well, because I had so much. I could barely.
Oh, there's never so much. Come on.
Well, and I'm still going. Now, this is still all the same house. Some more gravel art.
Wow.
No. Isn't that cool?
I'm amazed at all this gravel art, too. This is crazy.
I know. I mean, you know, like I said, I've already sold a couple of pieces, you know, from this lot. And then I'll end up with hers. This paint. I have 2 paint by numbers. These are glass framed.
Yeah, I've sold that one before.
Yeah, and then I mean, these are beautiful. I mean, these are just really, really well done. I bought we had $18 on them a piece. But everything you've seen here, I paid $100 for. Plus, I've already sold a couple of the items. Here's the other girl. So I think I had each of these up for like around $50, I think.
So someone asked how you're going to ship the long one with the bird on it.
Already shipped one that size, thanks to Dad. We did use our pool noodles, you know, Jason.
You see these things back here, ladies and gentlemen? Those are pool noodles. And when you have and you put them on the frame, and this way you have this cushion that then you can wrap where nothing gets touched on the actual gravel art. And then you have this great cushion. So pool noodles.
Pool noodles. Yeah, and then we had a Franken
just for the
boxes,
pool.
of course, but you know, it really helped. These, I think these are just adorable.
Oh wow!
No, aren't these cute? The needlepoint. Can you see that? The back of the girl.
Man, this is an awesome garage sale. My God.
I know. She had a lot of good stuff, and I don't know who put this on, but that one's called Little Sue, and this one is called Little Cree.
Huh.
So, yeah, so those are nice. So that all came from one place, and like I say, I've sold 2 items, you know, already from them. But I will show that on the haul next week when we, you know, show Mom's scores. I want to see a few things. One thing I want to show you. Oh my goodness, it's heavy, heavy, heavy. This, oh geez, maybe I should have had it open. This here is a Super 8 movie for movie camera. Movie film, Jason. It works like a charm. It's an automatic feed. We watched a couple of our old movies. I told Dad, I said, I don't think we better sell this right now.
No kidding.
Because it works so well. So this is for an old.
Oh, you know, I got a whole box of Super 8 movies that I bought from someone's garage sale.
Oh, I know. That's just. I mean, it's great for testing.
Don't sell that yet.
Yeah, I don't want to get rid of that. This is a great Halloween sweater. I just got it up.
Oh wow!
By Marissa Christina, you guys. This is a good label to be on the lookout for. I've worn her clothes for a long time, and she always makes very nice clothing. And you can say it's knitted by hand. So this is a nicer one that I paid $2 for. So, and it's a size large. Okay.
Yes, as always with my haul shows or this mom's haul. If you see anything you like and you want to buy it, just hit us up directly, and we'll get it right out to you.
Right. There was a guy at one of the garage sales on the 60-mile one. Everything on his tables were a quarter. So I bought this breast pump, and it's in beautiful condition, and along with extra pads, you know, and all this stuff. So I haven't had a chance to put it up yet, but I'll probably put it up around $20-25. But it's in very. It doesn't look like it was hardly ever really used that much. So, you know, for a quarter, you have to do it. You have to do it. And then Dad picked up another camera, and this was $1. And
nice.
This is a Minotaur, everybody, and it also had the. I like it when they still have the manual, you know, the little instruction manual with it. That always helps on the sale. That's for sure. Okay. All right. Are you ready, JT?
That's this it? Is this the grand finale?
This is going to be the grand finale. I don't think, yeah, I think I've got everything else here. Yes, where we are clear. Okay. Now, my hubby owns a Chevy Cruze. It's a little small hatchback car, not very, very big. And as we're driving along on this 60-mile garage sale, we pull in, and it's starting to rain, getting a little crummy out there. And we pull in, and the garage door is open, and everything had been moved inside because it started to rain. And straight ahead of me, I see 2 of these, and my heart starts going, ah. So I get out, and she wanted $10 a piece for them. And I tried to get her down to $5 a piece, but it didn't work. And I tried 7 and 8, and that didn't work. She says, no, I think I'll stick at the $10 a piece. So I said, okay, fine, we'll do it. So this is what I bought. I'm going to show you one. The other one's already in my tiki bar. Okay, Jason, let me see if I can get the camera around here. Hold on. Okay.
Oh.
Can you see that, guys? I know it's kind of hard.
Unbelievable that you even haggled.
I know. I had to try. I had to try. They are in gorgeous condition, Jason. Let me get the. It's got the original pillow. I know. I mean, Jason, they're gorgeous, honey. You know, hardly. I mean, in such great shape. Dad touched them up a little bit, but for $10 a piece, I could not believe it. Now these are selling $350, $400.
So odd that this is what you wanted to share. Last night, so every single night that I'm home, I look at every sold tiki item on eBay.
Okay.
Every sold tiki item. I always familiarize myself with what's hot, what's not. And last night I was looking at actives first, because I always look at actives first, and newly listed to see if there's anything I should be buying to flip. And I saw this in the newly listed. And so from the time it took me to go from newly listed, which took about 20 minutes to go through, to solds. This one had been newly listed and sold, okay? So this one is way more ornate than the one you just showed us. But in case you guys are unfamiliar with what's going on price-wise, this one sold within an hour of being listed for $600 last night.
Yep. Yeah, that's a beauty. That's a beauty. I wish they could, I mean, it's a pretty big fan, Jace. Now, as I said, we had Dad's little car, and there were two. And we already had the back end pretty full because we've been on the sale for quite a while. And I said, oh my God, how are we going to do this? Well, I said, maybe we can get one in, and we'll just have to come back tomorrow to get the other one, And she said, no problem. Well, your father, the mastermind, said, I think we can do both. And he was right. We emptied out everything we had in the car. We put one in, and then we put the other one in, the opposite way so that the chairs, fit up perfectly. And we got them stashed in the car and pushed everything else in. And home we came with a $20 investment for about, $600 worth of chairs?
Now, I will say what you just said there made me think of something. Now, I did not acquire a lot of my father's skills. I didn't acquire his skill to work on cars or build things. But I never thought of this till you just said that, Mom. I could have get those in the car too. So that is the one skill I got of my father's. I can pack the hell out of the back of a car.
Yeah, you do well on that. So as I said, I'm going to sell the one. I've got the other one in our tiki bar in the corner. It looks gorgeous. And, unless there's someone that lives in Vegas that really wants this, I don't know if we even have room for it.
I mean, I've as Robin said in the chat, it's the Tiki Unicorn because they're hard to find. They're hard to find in good shape. And as you could see, that one last night lasted for like an hour on eBay, and maybe they underpriced it. $600. It went like that.
Right. I know. And Jason, do you think Mom should do this by auction?
Well, you got to really figure out how you're going to ship it first, and that'll be your trick. And what we'd probably do is maybe even offer it up locally first.
Okay.
And then if you can't find anybody locally, and when I say locally, I mean Cleveland, I mean Columbus, I mean Cincinnati, I mean Pittsburgh, because they will come for it.
All right. So if I list it first and just say local pickup only, let's say I start there. What would you put just a set price on it with a buy it now with best offer? Yeah. Any suggestions on price?
Oh, I would do 300 here. I'm going to show you guys a picture here too, because unicorn. I sat in a unicorn one in London that I'd never seen before.
Wow.
Went on this because Lauren Caddo said she sees them all the time and she passes them. So I'm glad that Mom found those because you guys are now seeing, something totally new that you never would have thought of for.
Yep. Oh, big money, guys. Big money. Don't pass them.
Called peacock chairs. Somebody's asking what to look them up. They're called peacock chairs.
Oh, yes, peacock chairs. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
All right. So let me share this with you. Open with Google Chrome. There you go.
Robin says I should go 800.
800. Now look, here's Stacy and I sitting in this what you would think maybe is two. Nope, it's a dual.
I know. I love that. That was really cool.
I can't even.
Isn't that cool?
Because until I walked into this bar, I ain't never seen one before. Had no clue.
No, neither have I, sweetheart. No, not at all.
This could be, and it's in great shape. This could be $1,000 chair.
Yeah, probably so.
Yep.
All right. So, well, maybe I'll put it up for $350 and see if I get it. And then see if I get an offer.
Yep.
And like I say, the other one will stay here. And there you are, you guys. It looks nice. And my mom and dad.
You watch that. The button on the watch, it takes your picture. So I just set my phone in a planter across from us, push the button on my watch, and it sent the picture.
Nice. That's a great show, you guys. Very nice. So there you have it. Ta-da!
Well done. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I truly thought you were going to show me like a cool mug, and I'm thinking, oh, she's got two. She can just drop one in the mail.
Oh, yeah. I'll just pop that in. But I wish you could have seen us, attacking, getting both of these in Dad's little car, and we didn't even have Mom's.
Now, that's where you need to be more like me, Mom. Where's the pictures of all that?
I told him, I forgot to do a picture as we were loading it. That was bad on my part. And I told him when we got home, I says, I want to take a picture of everything in the car, so don't unpack. Well, of course, we unpacked, and so there went that.
You need the pictures of all the stuff coming out, sitting on the side of the road. You need the pictures of it going in. Come on, you do a show. You're doing a show for a year. Those are the things you got to think about.
I know. I agree. Totally agree. So I will do better in the future. I promise.
I will say the way to ship those is go watch the episode of Thrifty Business with the CEO of Rody on it. Rody would be a good option to ship those chairs.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about Rody. How do you figure price, Jason, on Rody?
It's all built into the app, Ma. So you can do the
okay. Well, yeah, but don't I have to charge my buyer?
Yeah, you're going to fill in the information in the app, and it's going to tell you how much it's going to cost you.
Got it. Okay. All right.
You should watch the episode of Thrifty Business with the CEO of Rody so you can see how it works.
I know I took a bunch of notes on that show, too, because it has such good information there.
Yep.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. All right,
okay.
so we're going to have a Peacock chair. Go look for Peacock chairs. As you can see by the one that sold an hour for $600, they're worth a ton of money. And even like I saw a short one sell for like $300 because they're not all tall. Some are also on the like half height.
Yeah. I don't want to think. This chair is very comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We used to play poker at a buddy's house who had a tiki lounge in his house, and he had every chair was a different tiki chair around the poker table. And I used to sit in his big Peacock chair and be like, I'm the king. Sit in my Peacock chair.
So you can see why Mommy got excited.
Oh yeah, heck yeah! All right, so Thrifty Business this week, Thursday night, 6 o'clock. I'm talking to my guest right now, so I'll publicize that in a second. Also, those of you who are in the Secret Beach, you know all about the Secret Beach cruise. We are opening it up for 2 days to the thrifting board. So if you are interested in taking a cruise with a bunch of your fellow eBayers and thrifters, we are cruising out of New Orleans for 5 days in January. The posts and the prices will be up in the thrifting board tomorrow, but it's like a 2-day turnaround until the rooms that we have left, and we only have a few left, are released. So if you want to join us, pay attention to the thrifting board tomorrow. And if you're watching this after the fact, when I say tomorrow, I mean September 9th, 2017. If it's any other time beyond that, then don't worry about it. But if you're watching this tonight, check it out because it'll go quick.
Yep. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have a great time, as always.
Oh, yeah. We've already got like 40 or so people on the cruise already. And if you've not cruised before, it's a ton of fun. If you've cruised before and not in a big group, the big group makes it even that much more fun because all suddenly the boat doesn't seem so big because you keep running into people you know. And it'll be a lot of fun. So tune into that. And then if you're on the Secret Beach, my next webinar is Friday about Halloween costumes. So tune in for that. Now, if you're not on the Secret Beach and you want to join, it is coming up in, I think, 2 weeks. We're going to open up the Secret Beach for 2 weeks. So stay tuned. Secret Beach is my smaller subscription-based group where I do monthly webinars. I have monthly guest webinars. We're talking Poshmark this month for my guest webinar. I'm talking Halloween costumes. We've done bonus YouTube shows and how-to videos. And we've had parties, cruises, all kinds of fun stuff. So if you want to join the Secret Beach, it'll be opening in 2 weeks.
Great. Wonderful.
And the cruise is going to 2 stops in Mexico. So it's a 5-day cruise, 2 full days at sea, 2 days in port, and leaving and returning to New Orleans.
Okay. Super.
And that's it.
All right, guys.
And Mom and I will be back next Sunday. Mom informed me we have to do it next Sunday, so we'll be on next Sunday. And we'll be back with another fun topic. And shenanigans.
Absolutely. Good to be back.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. So for selling past your expiration date, being thrifty over 50, I'm Jay.
I'm Peg. Thanks, everybody. Have a good week.
And we're gone. Bye-bye.